Hey everyone, welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around and following us on this journey through preparedness and ever changing events, what seems like daily around us, man made and natural events, and some in the technological um, world as well. I wanted to stop by and do this video for some time now, and I put a lot of thought into it, and it took some realization and soul searching on my part for understanding. And um, I've talked with Festus a lot on this topic over a period of time, and a few others who are close by in the Hope for Survival Brotherhood and network get their fillings and so forth, and see if what I'm thinking and realizing is um, kind of a reality. What am I talking about? Well, the preparedness journey over the last 15 years, and with Hope for Survival the last 6+ years, it's very taxing. It's very time consuming. It takes a lot of mental, physical effort, um, a bit of travel from time to time, and it all is consuming, both physical and psychological, and oftentimes spiritual as well. And you may as well have been through it at some point, and maybe you are right now. Um, when over the period of years when I'm doing this preparedness journey out and teaching, doing events, I would often come across folks who wanted to be preparers, and they would quickly run out of steam. There's others on the journey who have been doing it for a while, and from time to time, internally, I shared this with very few, probably Festus only. Sometimes I couldn't understand why folks were running out of steam so fast, and why they would give up on their journey. Oftentimes, folks hit a paranoia period where they feel like they got to do everything at one time. But for those who bought in and have lived a preparedness style life, um, spending hours and hours reading and learning, and then acquiring resources and learning skills and how to do things, this even applies to them as well. One of the things that I've come to realize greatly in the past year was prior, I would see folks burning out, and I would see folks, um, from my perspective, it's like um, they wanted to do it, but they just weren't getting it done at the pace that I felt they should have been. So, then you start thinking about, uh, are they players or are they doers? And sometimes it can be frustrating because you were investing lots and lots of energy and effort to help um, guide or mentor others, and they weren't just moving the ball down the field. Well, one of the big realities of it was many of them were um, 10 plus years older than I was. So at the time, that would have been, I was 59, 60, 61, and others were at the 70 years of age point. And not until this past year, the year 63, going to 64 years of age, the reality kind of hit me and the bell went off of what I had witnessed in the past that wasn't it wasn't really registering to me as to I could see it, but I wasn't really understanding and maybe to some degree respecting the age difference. And over the last year, I've really noticed my body transitioning from what was to what is new. That at first I didn't want to accept it, and it took a little bit of time. But the point of what I'm saying is it's harder now. It's harder to have as much energy to go 10, 12, 14 hours a day because you burn out faster if you're doing physical things and sometimes even mental things that tax your brain and exhaust you. And you not only don't have the energy level and the mental endurance to push push the limits on things like you could previously. Um, it's just harder now, and your body needs more rest. I can only speak for myself, but past physical conditions from during the military that I endured that hadn't surfaced yet are coming to light now that are impacting me daily that is taking away from that physical energy to continually every day get her done, if you will. And I'm working through those things right now. Finally, trying to get some answers and get over the hurdle to get some things fixed. But anyway, this isn't about me. This is, I'm just sharing to you. I want to apologize to many out there um, who had hit that age mark where your body transitions and your ability to stay at the pace that I was wanting to go at because I felt such haste in the importance of getting people prepared the best that they could be prepared was the priority number one. And I was missing why many went at a slower pace in doing things. You know, doing the task is physically hard on your body. You may have your own issues that impact your rest at night. You may have limitations now on how much weight you can carry, task you can do, and it all comes down to having to work smarter, not harder, and not being shy to ask for help on things that you used to be able to do but now require an extra set of eyes or extra set of hands. And what this all comes to is um, still being able to maintain a level of preparedness around your own property, wherever your location may be, or whatever demands are on you. it requires us again to do things smarter, not harder, and ask for help if we need it. And if there's tasks that we used to do that was part of our planning, if we can't do them anymore, then we've got to find other ways to do that task to um, not let it become a vulnerability. We've got to mitigate it somehow or else change our total plan. And seeing how things are changing around us daily, it's very taxing when you pay attention to all of the natural occurrences that are happening, the extreme heat, um, our abilities. There's several Hope for Survival family members that are followers of this YouTube channel who are full-time homesteaders, and they're of different ages, ranging from probably 40 to 80 years old, and going out in this heat daily. I don't know how many consecutive days here we've had of 90 plus degrees. When we were 30, 40 years old, going out in the heat, man, it was just hot. But once you start reaching certain ages, going out in that heat is brutal to you, is taxing on your body. And when you have a homestead or something of that sort, uh, going out daily just beats your body down. And so you've got to find a way to recover and recuperate to go back and do it again the next day. You know, it's easy to say, well, make sure you get plenty of rest and you stay hydrated. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. But you reach a point where you've got to start asking the question, I have to do these tasks because the food we're growing is essential, and um, it's getting harder and harder to go and do these tasks to ensure that at the end of each crop season, we will have crops to put away to carry us through the winter months and to up to spring. So again, it's how can we do the same um, daily and over and over and over when our bodies are telling us or physical limitations or maybe a new physical disability that occurs uh, to impact how much time you can spend out there doing these tasks. And um, when you hit that realization that my body has changed and I can't do what I used to do for whatever reason, then how are we going to do it? You know, at first it's like a mule kicks you, and then it's the realization of, well, this is the new life, and I'm thankful that I wake up each day and I can walk and I can see and so forth. Um, but I've just got to be smarter in how I do what I do to get these things accomplished. Um, that's kind of the brunt of what I'm talking about here and why I came here to do this conversation with you. I know a lot of you out there are uh, you live in climates that are extremely hot right now, and I know some of you have physical limitations on what you can and can't do, and I know it's frustrating. And you just simply have to accept the fact that um, you got to get help, or else you've got to change how you're doing that task. And one specific task comes to mind, and that's water. Um, it's we're spoiled because we have running water coming into our home, whether from the city or from a lake or from a well or whatever your setup may be. Um, but for whatever reason, the whole topic of moving water from its point to your home, um, it's a reminder to me to my previous life when I was in the military, and I during one period of a couple of years I spent a lot of time in Romania, and was working doing things there, and I had a young lady who was Romanian who was half my age at the time. She was my interpreter, assigned from the State Department, and she worked. She worked 8 to 10 hour shifts through the night, and then would sleep like 2 hours, and then go to university all day for her education, um, and then go to work. And then she worked for the State Department as an interpreter. But the part of this story that always stands out to me, that I was always impressed by, but um, she came from the countryside, and in order to go to the university, she stayed with an aunt and uncle who lived in a newer high-rise cinder block building apartment, and they lived on the seventh floor. And even though it was a newer apartment, um, they had no running water, and the heat was through a stove that burned coal. And this young lady, who was my interpreter, part of her daily ritual was she had to carry metal buckets full of water from the ground floor up 7 flights of stairs to fetch water into the apartment for enough water for cooking, bathing, the bathroom, each day. And she also had to do the same for carrying buckets of coal. she was she was maybe 5 foot, 5'2", and probably weighed about 100 pounds. And she never complained, and it was an acceptance on her part that this was the trade-off of her aunt and uncle making room for her to stay there for free and go to the university. Um, and her trade-off was the labor of carrying the water up and down up the steps along with the coal. So recently, recently I received an email from one of our homesteader families that will be in this coming August edition of the Patriot Express newsletter, that I shared a story that was sent to me from this family of how having a plan that fails, then having a backup plan and a backup plan when a piece of equipment goes down, that's an essential piece of equipment to the services of keeping things moving forward. And in the email, they explained that a washing machine had went out at a very inconvenient time when it was full of wet towels that they use as part of the effort with their farm animals, and what they had to go through to eventually get the towels rewashed and dried. And it took me back to my prior life with the interpreter as to how hard it was carrying this water up these stairs and the coal, and now the homesteading family sharing with me what they had to go through moving equipment around to get a skill in place to continue their daily operations. And the fact that at their current age, how hard this was. And this applies to all of us. It applies to all of us in tasks that we do. And you may not be, um, may not be realizing this now, but just like for myself, knowing that someone was older than me did not register in the point that as part of that aging process, you mentally know, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do as much as I get older, but the realization of um, it it is extremely taxing and physically depleting to your body. And the question then comes to um, how am I going to do these essential tasks? How am I going to plant food and run a food production and also pull my weight and do security at night if things ever reach that point? How are you going to do those things? And I can sit here and say, well, okay, well, mentally I'll do this for X hours, then I'll do this for X hours. But the reality of it is your body is not going to let you. So to you, I'm saying, for those of you who are already there and understand what I'm talking about, I apologize to you personally that it took me a bit to understand how heavy and impactful this transition in life maybe has been on you. And I'm realizing it now. We're not on our back, and we're upright daily, and when we're living life, the point is that we I know a few folks who are Paul Bunyans, and even they have told me that their limitations in this heat is decreasing because of their age. They still have the strength, they still have the skills and all that, but the impact of the heat on their bodies daily drains them, and their hours available to work has decreased. And again, it's back to doing things smarter, not harder, to push the ball down the field. So I don't want to drag this out. It's already hit 20 minutes. But I just wanted to come and have a chat with you and pass on my apology that I just didn't have a full understanding of how impactful this aging process had on the abilities to get things done. And again, we're all in different places, different conditions. We may or may not have help around us. We may have helpers that come in to help do things and all that. And I would say to those who are pre-60, do it while you can, but have a plan in place for all the tasks that you have to do, and have a plan as to how you're going to do these things when you either have physical limitations that creep up on you from the past, or the aging process just requires more of you in the rest department versus hours you may have been previously spending out working outside or doing whatever your task might have been. Keep on doing, don't stop, keep the faith, The world around us is off the charts. But just as things seem to be crazier and crazier around the world, and rumors of wars and plagues and new viruses and tsunamis and earthquakes and volcanoes and all that. Um, just stay center focused. Uh, don't let it suck you into that vacuum to where it's occupying and draining you all the time. Um, Find a happy place. Um, do tasks that you can do that's not going to set you back. And again, work smarter, not harder. Um, be safe out in this heat. Stay hydrated. Get plenty of rest. Focus on that community. I'm telling you, more and more and more conversations that I'm part of, things that I see, I hear other people talking about the importance of community. That's where it's at. It starts at the ground level, and that's your community and your home. Excuse me, in your home, and those who are around you. You know, it is super important that you have people around you who can help do the basics around your neighborhood. Uh, Cutting down trees, moving trees out of the road, um, helping each other out, being there for one another. You know, it's not just a physical sharing of helping do these things, but it's the bonding. And as a Hope for Survival brother said this morning when three of us met for breakfast, when we departed, he said, "Hey guys, thanks for talking me off the cliff." He was being funny, but uh, being able to share time and just talk, you realize, you know what, there's other people who are encountering some of the same things, and maybe they know a way you can do something that will help you out. But again, the big one is water. If you've got to move water from point A to point B, and you've already got physical limitations, you really, it's easy to think I can do it. But when you have to go do it, especially if you haven't tested that plan, you're going to find out quickly that your mind bit off more than your butt can carry. So, anyway, I want to end this, and again, keep on preparing, keep your head on a swivel, stay focused, keep your faith. When the world is weighting you down, step back from it and separate, and um, find a happy place. Pull out the good book and read some. Listen to a sermon. Um, Find something you enjoy that's away from the world. Okay. Think of it this way: of all the things that you watch daily, how much of it can you change? And when you realize very little, um, then you just need to ask how much of it will impact me at my local level. All right. There's so much hatred and revenge factor out there of, of past events and people, and we want justice upheld and all of that. But don't don't fall off your treadmill, waiting on things to happen. All right, keep moving forward and stay focused, and most of all, keep yourself in a good place. So if you like this video, please hit like, share with others, and if you have any comments, please leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed, we moved a little bit forward, but we're still a few away from getting to the 500, which when you consider a lot of the podcasters I watch are in the hundreds of thousands. My goal is not that. It helps the algorithms, and the goal is getting this message out to people who may be out there struggling. So lend them a hand, give them a hug, and be there for one another. So don't forget to give thanks. We are blessed people. Bravo Echo out.